Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And if you're watching this late, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and just a wonderful time with your family. So we're gonna do a little list today, but before we get into that list, I'm gonna do something that probably most influencers would never do. And who knows, it may get me in trouble with brands or whatever, I don't care. Uh, so tomorrow's Black Friday. You know, it's the biggest shopping day of the year. And of course, the entire weekend, you got Small Business Saturday. That one I support. And then you got Cyber Monday and whatnot. But I guess I just want to take a moment just to, share a little bit about me, my heart towards consumerism. And I'm one to talk, guys. I have a stupid huge collection that really, it doesn't mean anything. So today's list is going to be about fragrances that I'm thankful for. And I want you all to consider, maybe before you go and buy something because it's a good deal, take a moment and reflect on your collection or what you have in there and be thankful for something in it. So that's my call to action right there. Let me know a couple fragrances in your collection that you're just really thankful for. Be it something that holds, a memory or something that has monetary value. And really in this, I don't want you to think that having materials is a bad thing. It's not, it's just, it doesn't add to your worth. And I think that's the thing I want you to understand with this is before you go out and buy something, make sure you're not buying something to add to your worth, because you are worthy and you are worth it. And with that, I'm going to get over the touchy-feely stuff. We're going to get into this list of fragrances that I am thankful for. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, also known as Scent Nick. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. And if you're new here, I create fragrance content, mainly in the form of detailed and objective fragrance reviews. I make the occasional list, but reviews are my main thing. If that's something that you are interested in, please consider hitting the like button, drop me a comment of a fragrance you'd like me to cover, and hit the subscribe button to join our community. And now let's get back to this list. So this list I'm about to dive into, some of these fragrances have a sentimental value, some of them have exclusivity, some of them have monetary value. It's just, they're all fragrances I'm thankful for. So we're gonna get started with this one right here. This was, I don't have the actual first one they ever sent me, but this was the first PR I ever got. And I owe that all back to Barrett Fragrances. So this one in particular right here is called Starboy. This is their version of Meteor, which I think they do a phenomenal job with all their LV fragrances. Barrett is the only dupe company that I'll ever, promote, because they took a chance on me when I was a really tiny creator. I really have appreciated working with them. Ross is an awesome guy. If you're ever interested in picking up any of Barrett's fragrances, use code SCENTNIC20. It gets you 20% off on your order. It gets me a little 20% commission, which is really huge. As someone that's trying to make this full time, it helps me out a lot. But Barrett took a chance on me when I was small, so I will always have a special place in my heart for Barrett fragrances, even if I don't always wear them, because I'm not, a huge dupe guy. I don't wear a lot of dupes. I don't promote dupes, but I will always promote Barrett because he does a really good job and I really appreciate him. This next fragrance is kind of one of those fragrances that when I found it, it was one of those ones that I felt smelled like me. It was early on in my collecting days. I wasn't even collecting really. It was when I had one, maybe two fragrances at a time, but this one was my go-to. And I consistently got compliments on it. I just felt comfortable wearing it. And that fragrance is Prada's Rossa Black. And I know this one is loved by many. And I think this is one of the best designer fragrances in recent years. And when I say recent years, I mean like the past, 5-10 years that this has been out. Amber, woody, powdery. You get the Angelica. It's got some bitterness. It's very spicy. Got some sweetness in there. And it's aromatic. It doesn't have great projection or great performance, but this one, it really just worked for me. And people loved it when I wore it, and I just love it. I know many people like this one, so drop your thoughts if you've experienced this one. It's a special one for me. You're gonna see a lot of Rojas in here because Roja has become one of those houses that I just really come to adore. I think I'm up to about 60 of them now. So let's talk about this one. Many people know this one. I'm gonna rub it off because it's got some fingerprints on it, but this one's Diaghilev, guys. So that one right there, beautiful, there she is. Diaghilev is a fruity chypre fragrance, which many of you know that by now, but I think this fragrance is what really made me realize that Roja is the real deal. Like, they are the shit, guys. Seriously, tons of florals, animalics, resins, woods, absolutely phenomenal perfumery. And this also just opened up my eyes to what perfumery could be, how dynamic it can be from beginning to end, the amount of change. Yeah, this smells like an old man, but hey, who knows? Like, maybe that's who I was back in another lifetime. Just super enjoyed this kind of stuff. Like, every time I smell it, it transports me, and will always be thankful for this fragrance. If you have a line on a paper label and you want to hook me up, let me know. But guys, Diaghilev, absolutely a monster of a fragrance. Okay, this next fragrance is another PR kind of thing, but really this isn't the first one he ever sent me. But this is more so looking at the entire house rather than just the fragrance, because this has developed into such a wonderful friendship and relationship. So this fragrance in particular is Damascus from Gentleman's Nod. Now, you won't get a bottle like this. This was the first one he did, and honestly, it's a terrible bottle. Like, it's plastic, and he hated it. I hate it. Like, the cap doesn't stay on. It's literally a terrible bottle, but the scent in there, whew, it's probably my favorite Gentleman's Nod that's ever been created. Claude Deer was the perfumer. It's kind of a oriental, woody, spicy fragrance with like a metallic edge to it, with some also barbershop-y fougere style elements to it. There's sweetness. There's, like I said, a metallic note in there. It's got cooling aspects, lots of spices, freshness. Absolutely phenomenal perfumer. Like, it's incredible. I highly recommend you get your nose on that one. Scentnik 10 is a discount code you can use there. Get you 10% off on your order from Gentleman's Nod. But I now have the entire Gentleman's Nod line, and I'm going to do a buying guide. But just developing that relationship with Chris has been amazing, and I've gotten to give input on new fragrances, and it's a really cool relationship. I'll be going out to Scent Explorer with him, and just, it's a humbling experience whenever you're small and someone notices you, and then you just start building relationships, and I love it. But yeah, let's move on to the next fragrance. Okay, this one. Okay, so this is JPG's Le Male Parfum, and it's not because I love and adore the scent, although I do. It's, for the longest time, it was the only JPG I ever had. I just got my second JPG a couple days ago, but this one was the first fragrance that I went viral with. And it wasn't even just this fragrance, it was JPG. If you go into my TikTok, I have a video, I think it's still pinned. I had almost 1 million views with it. And it was me bashing people that love JPG. I wasn't bashing them, but it was just like calling out the stereotype. It was a funny video, but that's why I just kind of appreciate this. In the video, this is literally the only JPG I had. So whenever I say I only have one, I was telling the truth. And so yeah, it's just a fun story. I went viral with it. It kind of got me hit me off on TikTok, but yeah. Okay, next one, another Roja. Why not? So this is Elysium, but not the original Elysium. This is Elysium Special Edition. And the only reason you can tell that is because of the cap. So this is just the Parfum version of Elysium, bottled in a 100 milliliter bottle, but it was super limited. So this is like one of those ones that's just exclusive, you know? Elysium, I think, will always be my favorite blue fragrance of all time. It's divine, super effervescent, sparkling, green herbals. Yeah, I said that right. Bitter elements, wood, a little bit of leather, amber. Absolutely wonderful. So this one literally is just exclusivity. It's impossible to find that one anymore. This one is another company that I've gotten to work with quite a bit. And the first time I experienced his lineup, he sent me a little discovery set, and I just fell in love with his work. This perfumer is incredible. He's based in Seattle, knows of Gatsby. The one I'm going to feature here is called Single Shot. Last year, he released this one. It was my best warm weather fragrance of the year. This is just a tropical vacation in a bottle. Eucalyptus, pineapple, gin. There's an isochord, some coconut. You know, it smells like you're on a luxury beach, and you're on vacation and you have a nice drink, and it's literally the epitome of just absolutely photorealistic perfumery. None of his stuff lasts the longest. Like, it doesn't perform well, but like the actual smell of all of his things are incredible. And I just got his newest one, Eau de Lynch, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Literally nose of Gatsby. Like, his stuff is just art. That's exactly what it is. He's trying to put out art, and I adore it. Okay, next one. Yeah, this one. This one is just, I literally got this in today. So this is a little tiny baby cutie bottle of Aventus. This is my first vintage batch of Aventus. This one is 13U01. And for those that don't know, anything pre-13ZZ01 is still going to have real oak moss in it. After that batch, they stopped using the oak moss. So this is one of the truest forms of Aventus you can find. And obviously whenever you go back this old, you know, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for it. This is a little 30 ml bottle, and it was just a little cutie. So that's just a little piece of heritage, just to have what Aventus used to actually smell like. Next one. This one is exclusivity. This is called Pure Distance M. Let me see if it'll focus. There it is. So this one, not many people will have heard of, and I don't know much about Pure Distance themselves. I think they just really hire out amazing perfumers. But the reason I love this one is it was actually perfumed by Roja Dove. So this one is actually, I think maybe like one of like 100 to 150 bottles. Pretty rare, really hard to find. I paid way too much money for this, but this kind of smells like Fetish from the line, but way more aromatic, a little spicier, less funky, way more wearable. This is like classic gentleman cologne. Like, we're talking 80s style stuff. Like, it smells phenomenal. Killer performance. And I think I've got one more. Yes, last one. So this is another Roja. So this is, we're gonna just try to open this up. This is Tea at BG. But so like, there's obviously the exclusivity of this. I think there's like 115 or so bottles of this. But this was the first bottle I ever got signed by Roja. Let's see if it'll focus on it. I don't think it's going to. There it is. I haven't met him yet, but I got this one signed. So that's why this one's really cool. It's exclusive, plus it's just signed by my favorite perfumer ever. I think it's also the first fragrance I've dropped over $1,000 on. Whatever. But yeah, guys, each of these things, you know, they're cool. So I would love to know, what are some of your favorite fragrances? Oh, I didn't even tell you what that one even smells like. It's incredible. It's a tea fragrance, really fruity, kind of dry, hay, resinous, a little bit in the base. Not the greatest performance in the world, but it is beautiful. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, drop in the comments below, what are some of the fragrances in your collection that you are just so thankful for? Or maybe you don't even have them anymore, but you can remember them. This was a little bit different of a video, super nonchalant, but hey, that's what we're doing here. Keeping it real, and consider stopping and reflecting before you go out and buy, okay? Love you all. Peace, love, blessings. See you in the next one. Peace.